May your prayers, Hail Mary, full of grace. Smack them in the face, take her Gucci back, and a North Face off her back. Jab her if she act funny with the money, oh, you got me mistaken, honey. I don't want a capisha, I'm out like the vapor. Who's the one you call Mr. Macho? The head honcho, swiftest like Camacho. I got so much style, I should be down with the stylistic. Make up to break up, niggas need to wake up.
Good morning. Today we're going to do a deep dive into the crucifix, and I want you to pay attention because this is a key tip to set you up for the future. Look at where my legs are in the crucifix. Oh, we're doing little slappies on this round, which is great if you want to practice slaps for combat jiu-jitsu or MMA. So take a look at where my feet are on that far arm, because this is going to set you up for a hidden attack that's coming up right now. Look, right here is where the armbar happened on that arm. That's between my legs.
May your prayers, Hail Mary, full of grace. Smack them in the face, take her Gucci back, and a North Face off her back. Jab her if she act.
And one thing, here you can see the entries from either the far side shoulder or the near side shoulder. And the most important thing is when you have their arm between your legs, your feet can either be on the inside of the arm or the outside of the arm. If your feet are on the inside of the arm, like it is here, that gives you the ability to set up this arm bar. If you do it and it's on the outside, then you risk having to transition your legs to the inside of the arm, and that leaves you openings for them to escape. So here, I'm dressed to go to, it's Saturday morning, we're getting ready to go to judo, but I wanted to give you this before we take off. So I'm gonna be eating breakfast while we do this, because we have to multitask. Now here you see how the legs are on the inside of the arm, and in order to get, I swear, it's like the first step of every, the face. How can you not love that face? The first step of every move is extremely important, because it's like if you can't get the first step, then say goodbye to the steps that are actually closer to the finish. So one thing that I've noticed doing this live is this crossface right here is extremely important, because it focuses their concentration on the pain that's happening with their face being crossed and that extreme misalignment. And that focus of their attention on them being cross-faced makes them not have attention on their arm, because it's impossible for a human to have two thoughts at the same time. It's noise, like coherent thoughts. So it's like I can see why drummers are good at jiu-jitsu, because they're like doing two things at once. It's like the hi-hat and the drum beat, or I don't know anything. I don't know anything about drumming, as you can. So it's like the hi-hat is the crossface, and then you're using your legs to trap that near side arm. And then once you have that near side arm between your legs with your feet close to their torso, now you're set up to do the arm bar. And from there, what I do, especially being a smaller person, is I'm not gonna make anything happen on a bigger person. I'm not gonna force Jack, you know, that's actually the name of our previous wrestling coach, who's, you know, gained weight since he was in a smaller weight division as you know, we're not gonna talk about eating disorders in wrestling, okay, we're not. Let's focus. So if I have somebody with the far arm, you know, captured and their leg captured, and I'm really tight and close to their back, I'm not gonna force a bigger person to go my way. I just wait until they make a move because they are threatened. And either they're gonna roll over one shoulder or the other. It does not matter which shoulder they roll over, the crucifix will be there if you just roll with them. The most important thing is to keep your chest glued to their back. You need to keep your chest nailed to their back, because if there's any space, they will shake you off, which is not good, because then you're now in side control if you get shaken. Sorry for that noise. That was probably pretty loud on the microphone. So here, Nate is going over the details of this armbar. And you can see how much range of motion there is for this armbar. Another key thing too is the crossface when you're doing the armbar, because when they're like this, there's more ability for them to curl their arm and to not make the armbar tight if they're looking at it. If they're looking away, it's almost like it tightens everything in their arm to make the armbar more available and more detrimental. So that crossface tip during the armbar is everything, because it does two things. One, it gives you the availability of the armbar, and two, having that crossface makes it really easy to go into the one-armed choke from the armbar. Because see, look, he just slipped right into it.
Hail Mary, full of grace. Smack them in the face, take her Gucci back.
Do you see how he captures the arm here?
Money with the money, oh, you got me mistaken, honey. I don't want the Capisha, I'm out like the vapor.
Oh, I love that.
The head honcho, with this like Camacho. I got so much style, I should be down with the stylistics. Make up to break up.
Yeah, if you're on somebody's back and you can capture both of their arms inside like a high guard, they're screwed, because they have no way of defending. They have no way of defending the choke. So you see the capture of the forearm, the crossface. I added in a little muffle for grins. Now we wait for them to choose what side to roll on. You can see my feet are on the inside. And I am not doing, oh, did I do the crossface? Let's make sure I do the crossface for the armbar, because that is something that I sometimes forget. And then from there you can go to the one-arm choke. So here the crossface, instead of doing like the muffling for the crossface, you'd want to capture their shoulder like that. Oh, yes. And see, we have the double arms captured. Oh, and a little strike into the choke. You want to punch into the choke. All right, I'm going to try to eat this as quietly as possible since the microphone is right there. The key is to get the near side arm between your legs, is to not focus on it. Because when you're doing jiu-jitsu, if you're like in the side turtle and you're like, yeah, I'm going to go for the crucifix, I'm going to trap this arm, the people will fight you because your focus is also their focus. Whereas if you focus on the crossface first and your focus is I am going to crossface you so hard your head's gonna pop off like the top of a Pez dispenser, then they're focused on how uncomfortable that is, and they're fighting to turn their head. Meanwhile, while they're fighting that, then you can get their arm more easily. If you come out of the gate fighting for that arm, they're going to fight you with equal and opposite force because that is your initial focus. They're always going to fight your initial focus. If you get nothing else from this video, crossface the snot out of them to get that arm, which is very counterintuitive. You would think you'd be direct, but with fighting, indirect is best, because then, especially as a smaller person, it's like if you're a bigger person, you can get away with the direct approach because you can overpower and force things to happen. But then the effectiveness of your jiu-jitsu decreases, especially with people of your own size, because it's hard to force everything to happen. You're going to get very tired. So having the ability to distract to get what you really want is what is key when you're doing jiu-jitsu. This arm trap is so great. Oh yeah, he was going over if they go for an ankle lock when your feet is crossed, how you can post on the back of their head and shove it forward, and that relieves the ankle lock.
Because if he keeps his thumb down now, he actually shoulder locks himself. It'll feel lighter for more. So it's all about walking those legs up. Any other questions?
And one thing I love to do is to drill with increased resistance. And also now what I also love to do is to give, especially if I'm going with somebody who is also an upper belt, I love to give them different reactions, basically just defended in intelligent ways. That way they get the opportunity to work through it at a lower resistance and with repetition. Because if you try to figure this out during a live round, what happens is it's like you try it, something happens, it fails, and then it's gone. And it's sometimes difficult unless that's your intention to like really focus on what's happening to understand it. It's more difficult to get it back, whereas in drilling, you are being repetitive. So you have the ability to stop and ask, okay, what happened there? You have the ability to figure it out because it's your turn with the rep. So here we're doing some hand fighting as well, which is basically trying to grab the knuckle line and peeling off the choke. Or I should say thumb line, trying to grab the thumb to peel off the choke.
Relax and take notes while I take totes of the marijuana smoke. Throw you in a choke, gun smoke. Nicky smoke for mayor, the rat slayer, the hooker layer. May your prayers, Hail Mary, full of grace. Smack them in the face, take her Gucci back and a North Face off her back. Jab her if she act funny with the money. Oh, you got me mistaken, honey. I don't want the visa, capisha. I'm out like the vapor. Who's the one you call Mr. Macho? The head honcho. Switch this like
That's so, do you see how she got the arm control? Like, I was fighting the crossface, so that goes to show you how important that crossface is. So I go to remove the crossface, and that gives the opening, the arm opening, for her to sneak a foot inside the arm. Ooh, yeah, look at that girl, yes. Vicious, yes. You see how she cross-faced the snot out of me to go for the choke? One thing, the reason why, well, she technically cross-faced me and muffled me, like exactly what I was doing to her during the drilling. The reason why that's effective is because anytime somebody is fighting you with their hand grips against a finish you're trying to go for, this is a principle. If you muffle them, they have to choose between continuing to use their hands to fight off, let's say, a choke, or removing your hand across their mouth using one of their hands. So it acts like a distraction, and it allows you to proceed with your original attack if they're defending it with their hands. So just think, anytime that you are going for something and they're really defending it well, try a muffle. That way they have to choose between continuing to defend your attack, your armbar, your choke, whatever, or breathing. And typically people will choose to breathe. Oh, here we're doing the instance of a tight turtle. So if you stick your knee in to their hip line and then slide down their thigh, that's how you crack open. There you go. It's like shucking an oyster. It's how you got to get little knee in and then slide down to crack that tight guard open. Oh, yeah. Do you see that? That happens. If you don't keep, if this happens to me as well. So this is something with the movement, right? If you don't keep a tight chest to their back and prioritize that by like hugging them into you and really squeezing and being tight against them, like you're nailed to their back, they can shuck you off and then you land in side control. And that's not a good place to be. It's like you had a back control, something that could have ended up in a back control, and now you're on the bottom of side control. Like that's, yeah, after that happened to me a couple times rolling, I was like, all right, let's get serious about this, because and here, oh my God, here's an armbar. If she would have, okay, so anytime that you're on the top of turtle and you have your legs crossed like she did, if you extend your hips and bring your knees back, there's an armbar right there, which I've gotten multiple times. It's extremely surprising and people don't expect it. Oh, that's great. Yes. If they stand up, just start choking immediately. Before they stand to their feet. Because when somebody stands to their feet and you're in a crucifix, like if they jump on their back and let's say it's like concrete, that's definitely not where you want to be in like a self-defense situation. Here she's trying to capture the arm, and I'm keeping my arm very tight to my body. Otherwise, if my forearm isn't tight and she can get her heel on the inside, then that arm is trapped. And then that was, you know, back escapes, getting over that leg is key to escape the back. Oh, she did an elbow slip. Elbow slips. Elbow slip is when you just pull your elbow down fast. It is used to escape Kimura holds or T-Kimura traps, to escape arm bars. I love the elbow slip. Aww. All right. Well, I am gonna go. I'm gonna go to judo, and yeah. So thank you so much for watching. Yeah, it was really cool to like. I don't know. I really enjoyed this. All right. So I'm gonna go to judo, and I will see you next week. Okay. So I have some video from a boxing fight camp, and I'm pretty sure I have one where we went hard. I think I got my cataracts from that round. But yeah, let me know if you would be interested in seeing it. It would be, I don't know, it would be cool. I've never watched it back, but yeah, I would like to see that. I think it would be fun. He was like blowing me kisses between rounds, like, and I was like, uh-oh. Thank you. But all right, until next time, bye.
So you wanna choke, gun smoke, Ricky Smoke for mayor, the rap slayer, the hooker layer, mayor prayers. Hail Mary, full of grace, smack them in the face, take her Gucci back.